With 2020 being the year of the virus, I had to wait until the middle of June before I could get on a ferry and head into Europe. My main focus was to be a really historical club water in Germany, which contains some truly special old carp. The plan was to break the trip up with a guest session on a forest lake alongside a couple of the Avid team members. Knowing the fishing wasn't going to be easy on either water, I set aside 2 weeks, but due to the ongoing problems with the virus, it turned into my longest ever trip, stretching to just over 3 weeks. But thanks to my good friend Nemo, as well as a few carp along the way, it was an awesome adventure from start to finish.
Just got here, and it's not a bad drive actually, so definitely better than last year when I had the problem with the windows and the aircon in the car. And it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. I set off at 1 o'clock this morning, which ain't too bad really, because it's a bit of a trek. I've had a sleep on the ferry only for about an hour and pulled over and had some dinner, but the conditions feel really good. It's about 22-23 degrees, and there's a light drizzle in the air, and it feels very close, very humid, very similar to when I arrived last year, apart from there's not a storm taking place, but it's definitely good for fishing, so I'm going to have a walk round. Well, sometimes it just ain't meant to happen, and I've driven a long way to come here to see this fish, but unfortunately it's one of the victims of spawning. This is the doctor fish, 83 pounds a few weeks ago. Just found it, dead in the margins. Gutting.
Damn,
Yeah.
so beautiful that fish.
Yeah.
I saw him just a month ago
Yeah,
in Frank's arms.
yeah.
She wasn't.
You've caught him
top
yourself, mate, as well.
last year, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was in totally perfect conditions.
Yeah.
But the edge,
Yeah.
I think this fish had more than 30 years
Yeah, it's really old
on
carp.
her back, and
Yeah. So we're going to bury her now in the same area that Mary was buried. So one last look at her. Colossal fish. Well, there she is, in her final resting place. She's right next to the lake. And there's one out of breath carp angler.
not happy days.
No, not happy day, mate.
Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Doc.
Can you just tell us a little bit about how important this lake is to German carp anglers now?
Yeah, this is the Mecca for the German or maybe for the European
Yeah.
carp scene, because it's a lake with a history,
Yeah,
with an awesome stock.
yeah,
The fishing is really hardcore.
yeah.
So
It's like an English lake. It's quite a
Definitely,
lot of
mate.
pressure on this lake. Yeah,
definitely, I saw
Yeah.
a lot of videos from you and from other guys from the UK,
yeah,
and that's right. It's in UK.
so UK
fishing.
water in Germany. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
UK fishing style water,
yeah,
absolutely different than any other lake.
yeah,
I fish also in Germany,
yeah,
and here are you have no rules here.
yeah,
Everything was working on all other lakes.
yeah.
Maybe it will not work here.
Okay, yeah. So, is it important, this lake, then, because of the history of it? Because of the history it has with big fish?
Yeah, definitely. From
Yeah.
this lake here, the world record, it was, I think, 3-4 years long.
Yeah.
The world record, Mary.
Mary the common, yeah,
Yeah, the common.
yeah.
And
What did it weigh eventually? What was his heaviest weight? He did
the
40
heaviest-
kilos, didn't
yeah,
he?
it was over 40 kilos. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Catch
90
also-
odd pounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
A bit time before then she died, she was caught with over 40 kilos, right?
Yeah. You were fortunate to catch her, weren't you, as well?
Yes, mate.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
Yeah, you
And
caught her twice, didn't you?
Twice, yeah.
Yeah.
I caught her the first time, just 14 nights fishing at
Yeah.
this venue, because this lake.
Yeah.
When I step into the club,
Yeah,
and after 40 nights of fishing, I catch her.
yeah,
It was my first fish from this lake,
yeah.
and
How heavy was it?
it was 39.2 kilos
Yeah, that was the first time?
the first time.
Yeah, and what about the second time you caught it?
Second time, was the year after 2010.
Yeah.
It was 39.6 kilos.
Okay, so really big weight. Yeah.
Both times, both cards was world record.
Yeah.
So I was 1.5 years the world record holder.
Yeah. Amazing, man. It's sad seeing Nemo like he was today, because although he's caught that fish, he knows exactly what that fish means to lads in this area. Only carp anglers know what a carp means to them, and you know, I've spent a few years trying to catch certain fish in my career, and when they pass away before you've had that chance to hold them, you sit there thinking about the time or the times that you've spent trying to catch that fish. I tried to catch the motorway pond fish up in Yorkshire for quite a few years and never got it. Never found the fish eventually, but clearly it passed away because it just didn't get seen, didn't get caught again. And you know, the lads on this lake have just been talking to Andy again round there, and Andy's been on this lake for quite a few years now. He's caught virtually everything in the lake. He never caught the dock, and at the height of this lake's lifespan, he never caught Mary either, which was another really famous carp, probably the most famous carp to ever come from Germany. So, you know, Andy's he's a fantastic angler, works for Fox, knows carp fishing inside out, but it's just not meant to be for him on this lake for the certain big uns. Yet other lads come on here and catch them quite quickly. So, you know, that's what carp fishing can be like to some guys, and it's hard. So I totally get the emotions about when a fish passes away. It's it's not a good thing. You know, I've driven all the way from England to come fish this lake, and obviously I'm not just coming to catch that fish, but there's plenty of good ones in here. So, you know, my trip's not over, but I do feel the pain for those guys, because that was just an incredible fish. Just seeing it dead has sort of made me feel a little bit sort of choked up for the lads on here. So there's a look at the hook bait, which is an 18mm wafter. I've been baiting with 26mm, so you know the big baits 26mm are, and they're quite heavy, so the fish get used to sucking at the bigger baits, and then they come across this small one, which is obviously a lot lighter, which counts as a size 4 hook that I've got there, and hopefully it goes straight in its mouth, and we've got one on. First one. God, my face looks like it's really swollen this morning, and it was one of those nights when you know there's mosquitoes about, so you empty the bivvy, make sure that they're all out of the bivvy, zip it down, sit there, watch a little bit of a movie, nothing comes out, you think there's no mozzers in there, and then right in the middle of the night you start itching yourself because there's one in there, and that's what I had to do. I had to wake up and try and find this one lone mosquito, but he'd already done his damage. He
bit me all over the place. I'm a bit swollen, but yeah, it was an all right night. I've managed to catch myself my first fish, which was a 45 common, but I've also lost a couple of fish, which I'm a bit gutted about. One of them I didn't really connect with it just tightened up and the hook pulled, but the second one just absolutely flew off, and it felt like I was attached to a train, if I'm honest. It just really went. It did feel like a decent fish, but unfortunately the hook pulled, and I mean, there's no way of telling what it was. I landed a fish last year when I was on the lake, which if I'd have lost it, I'd have thought it was one of the biggest fish in the lake. It ended up being a 28 pounder, so I'm hoping that's what I lost, but you know, it just went and went and went, and when I look back at it now, were the things that I could have done to make it happen for me. And definitely, you know, the clutch was too tight, I was half asleep and reaching into the bivvy to try and get my head down to get the fight caught on camera, but you know, it's gone, and you know, you can't sit there all day thinking about what could have been. But what definitely was is that I had the clutch set too tight, and the point I'm trying to make here is it doesn't matter how experienced you are as a carp angler, sometimes when that moment arrives of having a bite, you just get it wrong, and it's one of those things you just got to live with. Yes, I'm a noddy, but we're all noddies from time to time. I cast into trees, I have stupid little things like that happen, and I'm now sitting here regretting it, but hey ho, at least I've got a 45 common in the sling, so we'll take a look at that one now. Well, it's taken me 5 days to get my first bite, but there it is. An absolutely stunning 45 pound common, and a few moments after landing this one, my other rods just roared off, and unfortunately I lost it, but it felt a really heavy fish, as they always do. But I'm still smiling because that is just stunning. God, what a beautiful fish. And there's one in here that's 30 pounds bigger than this. Fantastic. Wowzers, it is so hot, I can't describe it to you. But breaking the trip up because I've done a week at the Syndicate Lake, and now I'm going to do a couple of nights on a new water, which isn't too far away from where I've been fishing. It's one of the lakes that's local to some of the avid guys, Dorian and Daniel. And Daniel's come down to fish with me tonight for a couple of nights. So yeah, it's nice to be somewhere different. I just wish it was a little bit cooler and the weather was a bit more carpy. But yeah, I've got 48 hours ahead of me, so I'll get the gear set up, get the rods organised, and then talk you through what it's like. But it certainly looks nice, just a bit too warm at the moment, I think.
We have here 15 hectares, around 15 hectares.
Yeah.
It's a gravel pit, or a sandy gravel pit, or a sand gravel pit.
Yeah,
is that right?
That's perfect, mate. Yeah, it's perfect English. How many
yeah.
carp do you think are in here, mate? Quite a lot, or?
It's not a low stock.
Yeah.
It's not a low stock lake. I think it's around about 100, 150.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Carps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some big fish as well?
For sure.
Yeah.
A few big fish.
Yeah.
The biggest I know is up to 30 kilos.
Well, that's a big fish. That's 66 pounds in English weight, so that's a good sized carp, that is.
Yeah, we have a lot of koi's here.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the
mirrors and commons as well.
Yeah, for sure, mirrors.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
commons.
And some ghost carp and grass carp as well.
Yeah, for sure.
So a good mix of fish.
Massive grass carps.
Yeah. Lovely, mate. Nice to get hold of one of those. What end of the lake is this? Is this the southern end or the northern end of the lake?
This is the southern end of the lake.
Yeah. It's perfect swim you've chosen because the weather today is forecast to be over, well, close to 30 degrees, so it's going to be really hot. And we've got some lovely shelter in the trees here, mate, which is perfect.
It's important. It's important. Yeah, the next few days would be very, very hot for sure.
Okay, mate,
the good thing about this swim is we can fish a lot of different spots.
Yeah, different depths.
Different depths. Yeah. Between 2 meters,
Yep.
up to 5, 6, maybe 7 meters.
Okay.
Some holes in there.
Yeah.
Lots of ups and downs, like not like an eggshell, like
An egg box.
An
yeah,
egg
yeah,
box.
yeah,
Thank you.
perfect.
An egg
yeah,
box.
So
Yeah.
it's a feature-packed swim
Yeah.
though, so we've got good opportunities with it. Good chance to spread the rods around and cover different
Yeah,
depths, which
yeah,
I think is
yeah.
important this time of the year.
I
'cause-
think it's important to fish different depths
Yeah.
to find where other fish.
Yeah, for sure. Especially if the weather's going to be as hot as it's forecast.
Yeah.
You know, they might be in the deep water, they might be in the shallow
Yeah,
water. So
yeah.
we've got to find out where they are.
Let's see what the next
Yeah,
2
yeah.
days brings, or 2
Okay.
nights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
perfect, mate. So lovely to be here, and fingers crossed we catch a few fish, mate.
You're welcome, mate.
Yeah, nice one, mate. I'm going to sink the line there, and you'll notice that I've got really high backrests today, and there is a reason for that, and it's because I've been told there's a lot of swimmers and people in dinghies that go up and down the lake, so I want to keep my rod tips basically just below the surface and ensure that the line is away from any harm that they could cause. And I could use back leads, but I've decided against using back leads mainly because of what's out in front of me. There's a lot of ups and downs out there, and the last thing I want to be doing is getting in contact with a fish and my back lead that's pushing the line right next to some rocks. So I'm keeping just the tip of the rod below the surface, and then I've got a direct line straight to where the bait is, and hopefully this is going to do the job for me. I've got a nice long leader there. There's 3 rod lengths of 50-pound Shoctite leader. This is a really supple leader, but it's very strong, and it's absolutely ideal for gravel pits like this because there's likely to be a lot of snails and mussels that's clinging to the sides of the bars and the plateaus, and if your line gets caught around that, if you're just using one straight through, then there's a chance you're going to get cut off. But with this stuff, it definitely withstands it really well. And that's connected to a standard lead clip. There you go, and the little tubing is just pinched on ever so gently so the lead comes off when the fish connects with the rig. And I've got 3.5 ounce lead there, and then the hook link today, I'm using actually quite a long hook link. This is about 12 inches in length. It's a little bit longer than what we'll be using in England, mainly because I'm fishing for bigger fish over here. The lake's got fish close to 70 pounds, and you know, they're really big strong fish. They're a different strain to the ones in England. They're very rounded, very well proportioned, and I want to make sure that I've got a rig there that accommodates the size of the fish in the way that they feed. So I've got 35-pound captive coated hook link on there, and I've taken all of the outer coating off it, stripped it so you've just got this nice supple braid, which is how I like it. Check out my other videos, it'll tell you a little bit more about my old preferences for rigs. But this is knotless knotted to a size 4 hook. This is one of the new prototype hooks from Avid, which are due out anytime soon, and then I've just finished it off with one of the large liner liners, which is just pinched over the top of the eye of the hook. And on the end, just an 18mm glugged SLK wafter. A really simple setup, and I know this will work on a place like this because this lake's very pressured. It sees a lot of bait over the years. It's quite a well-fished venue, and the old SLK by DNA never lets me down on any waters that I go to. But just to give you a little bit of an insight into the hook baits I'm using the wafters, the 18mm ones, and just to boost them up a little bit, I've got some of the K-Stim
liquid in there. Often get people asking me, do I ever boost me hook baits? And I most definitely do when I'm fishing either single hook baits or just with 1 or 2 free offerings around the hook bait, and that's the way I'm probably going to start things off with this session. So the boosted, been in there a couple of months now, smells absolutely delightful, and it works on lots of different waters. And as I said, I'm using an 18mm, and the reason I'm using an 18mm is because today what I'm going to be doing is baiting up with some 20mm and some 26mm, large free offerings, and then a smaller hook bait. And the idea behind that is that the hook bait is obviously it's got the hook attached to it, and when it comes to pressured fish like this, I'm very wary of the fact that they can single out the hook baits if they're a little bit heavier than the free offerings. But obviously, being an 18mm, it's going to be a lot lighter than the 26mm that's going out there. So really simple, and hopefully it's going to do the job for us. Well, Dan's got one on. We're just sitting there chatting, and lack of action during the day, but he's got one on now. Yeah, but we shouldn't swear in the video. It's not cool to swear in an English video.
And he's gone.
No.
Yes. Cut the line.
How much line do you think you lost there, mate?
I think about 4 meters, I think.
Yeah, and all the line was chaffered as well, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Let's have a look at it. So it's round some of the rocks on the bottom, isn't it?
Yeah. Something.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's really rough, that is. Yeah. And what pound line is that?
It's a...
About 40 pound, isn't it?
Yeah, 0.6 in millimeters.
Oh, man. And it felt a good fish as well, yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Keeps going and keeps going.
Next one then, mate. Next one.
Difficult area.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I make an apology now in this film for speaking with an accent, because I do it whenever I'm around foreigners, and I don't know why I do it. I just do it. All my mates take the mickey at me for doing it. I suddenly start speaking like I'm out of a lower low. Yes, you need to fish here. You are going in the wrong direction. Don't know how to do it, so I laugh about it, take the mickey out of me for doing it, and I'm sure I'm going to do it again in other films because it's just how I am. I just suddenly start speaking like that. But yeah, we've got about another hour left of daylight on the last evening for us, so we're just hoping that something comes our way, that our fortune changes, because yeah, we could have done with landing that fish, and let's hope tonight's a bit better, eh? Not sure you can see that because the light's not very good, but I've got bites all over my arm, and that is one of the downsides to fishing at this time of the year, as I'm sure all of you know. It's a lovely evening out there, but I've had to lock myself in the bivvy. Lovely sunset, but just getting annihilated. The old legs are swollen and yeah, not good. Tried everything, anti-repellent or whatever you call it, repellent, anti-mosquito cream, and these little diamonds over here don't seem to be bothered too much by anti-anything. Proper itchy at the moment. I'll tell you what I've also had. I've had a lot of dust mites over the last week of very sandy banks because of the heat. They're all over the place. I've got rashes all around my waist and down my arms as well, but yeah, when that buzzer goes, it all goes to the back of the mind and be forgotten about. Let's hope it does tonight. A bit croaky this morning, but hardly any sleep so far, because I've had 2 bites, 1 lost, and the other one in the net, which wasn't really a mega fight. Morning, mate.
Good morning.
You okay?
Good job, I'm okay.
Yeah. No sleep so far.
Sleep. But a nice carp for you.
Yeah, it's good, mate. Good, really happy. So thank you for your help. So
you're welcome.
We'll take a look at it on the bank in a minute, mate. In a short while. Cheers, bro. Yes, bruv. Well done, mate. £21 kilos, so £46. Sorry, Dan, that's gone all over your camera. some power on this fish. The fight wasn't that strong, but it's proving to be a bit of an animal on the bank. Now, Dan thinks he recognises this fish and it's called the dark one, and it definitely is that. That is a beautiful fish to catch as your first one from a new lake. 46 pound. Fantastic. And if I'd lost it, I would have thought it was one of the smallest one in the lake because it didn't do anything. Brilliant. So I'm back at Syndicate Lake and just having a walk round. Very, very hot, 29 degrees at the moment, and I don't know what I'm going to do. Not sure where I'm going to fish. I'm due to go home in the next week, but there's a review going on by the British government about this quarantining that you've got to do. If I go home now, I've got a quarantine for 14 days, but on Monday, in a few days' time, they're reviewing it, and hopefully Germany's going to get the okay for me going back and not having to quarantine, which is what I want to do. But I'm due to go on holiday with my missus about the 11th of July, something like that. So yeah, going to stay out here for certainly another 5 days, and I want to get on some fish if I can. But typically with me, as soon as I do 24 hours in the swim and don't catch anything, I want to move. So I'm just having a walk around now, but mega crap conditions at the moment. We keep going though. Right, there's some fish down here. Let me see if you can put my Polaroids on for you. Good to see. There's a few mooching around in this weed. Definitely a few good ones down here now. A few little ones as well, but I can handle them. As big as about. Another blistering hot day, and managed to find a fish at the top end in all the weed, and just caught myself this absolute corker. Got a bit of old wounds looking at the tail, a bit of damage to it, but one of the old original stock, 21 kilos, so that's about 46 pounds, which is just beautiful. Who says they don't feed in 28 degrees? Mega. Another day, another change of swim, so another pack up, and it always makes me laugh when I get these messages off people saying, Crowie, you're living the dream. Honestly guys, it ain't that easy. I'm out here on my own, I'm living out the back of a car. It's not a case of I've got a nice little place I can go for a shower down the road. I'm fishing as best as I can. I'm on the move all the time, trying to look for fish, and I'm filming everything, which ain't easy. I've not got a camera crew with me to make things look brilliant. It's just me, and I'm editing everything myself. And as I said, I'm living out the back of a car. I've got food in here, I've got extra water, and you all know I do a bit of running, and I'm doing that every day, and it just keeps me fresh, it keeps my mind motivated. So you know, when it comes to fishing, I'm giving it 100%, and a lot of the waters that I fish aren't easy venues. Okay, I do the odd one on commercial lakes, but this venue here that I'm at now, this is not an easy water at all. So I know you've got to be on the move, I know you've got to be looking for fish and putting the effort in, so or I'm not going to get anything out of it. And there's some real gems in here which I'd like to catch, so you've got to have that frame of mind that is willing to put effort in every single day. You know, only the other day on Twitter I seen Adam Penning put something up about me, talking about me running, saying it's all right for Cartman Crow, he's born with different genetics when it comes to running, which is why he's faster than himself, and that's not the case at all. The only genetics I've got different to everybody else is I'm willing to put the effort in all the time. I don't come up with excuses. I've got to go for a run today. I don't want to run. It's going to be nice and warm. It's already 20 degrees now, and honestly the humidity is almost like Florida, so it's not going to be easy going out there in a minute, just as it's not going to be easy changing swim and looking for fish. But I know if I don't do it, I'm not going to get where I want in the end. So yeah, let's get this last bit of stuff packed away from the swim and get me run done, and then I'll go looking for some fish. It's just gone really dark and a fresh wind has started to blow, and it looks like it's going to be a storm. There's been wind blowing down this end of the lake for most of the day, but it's now shifting down there. It's only 5 o'clock in the evening. Looks like it's about 5 in the morning. Very carpy feel to it. And that looks like it's going to be a serious storm. God, it's so dark. Can't believe it. Mega atmosphere. Love these sort of conditions. You wait all year for them. We've got a bit of rain coming back into the region. I've been desperately needing this over the last few days, and I've managed to get myself into the going swim. It's had a lot of pressure over the last few weeks, this swim. It's called the Point. One of the lads, Andy Scherf's had a load of fish out of here, and this last week Marco's had a couple of decent ones as well. So yeah, it's good to be in here. I've got about a week left now, and I feel confident that if I sit in here over a bit of bait, then things could happen. And with this temperature change and a bit of rain as well, it definitely feels more carpy. Well, the change of swim's paid off, and just managed to get this one just before dark, which is encouraging going into the night, because I've definitely seen some good fish around here, and change of tactics as well. So yeah, a few days left, still chance of a big one. Great. Come on. God, so much weed. There we go. Oh, it's come off. Oh, yeah, wounded. No idea how big that fish was, but I've sat here patiently now for a few days in this swim, and I know it does big fish. So to lose it, and to have done everything I could to get it through that main bulk of weed. I mean, it is. There is a lot of weed down there, I know there is. I'm fishing to a 6-7 metre area where there's a lot of weed almost top to bottom just in front of it, and it's it's a bit of a shelf as it drops down from where I am. So it's always going to be difficult getting fish through there, but I think I did the hard work, got it through most of it, and yeah, the hook pulled. So yeah, it felt like an original. It didn't feel like one of the little ones, one of the stockies. So no way of telling, but every single fish you lose from here, you just know if it's an original, it's going to be an half decent one. So I've lost 3 on this trip now, so yeah. This month's product plug is the A-Spec chair from Avid Carp. Featuring a super thick foam mattress, this chair will keep you comfortable for hours on end. Designed with a wide frame and a short back height, it is both easy to transport and suitable for any kind of fishing situation. The lightweight khaki green aluminium frame also features a multi-point reclining system and armrests, making it suitable for day sessions or long trips abroad. It is finished with a unique rock-steady leg system which makes levelling the chair super easy no matter the ground conditions. The chair is priced at £119.99, but a quick shop around the net will see you pick one up for less than £100. For more information, check out avidcarp.com. Morning, and it's another red hot morning as well because it's only 6 o'clock and already the sun's nice and high. It's over 20 degrees and it's set to be about 28 degrees today, so yeah, pretty tough fishing conditions if I'm honest, because the last week or so has been like that every single day. We've had temperatures into the 30s and needless to say there's been very little fish getting caught, and it's well pressured at the moment as well. We've got Sven in the background there with his missus, we've got me down here to his left, and we've got Nemo over there, we've got another guy called Daniel who's opposite him, so you know, just this area alone that I'm fishing is very stitched up, and there's other guys on the lake as well, and it's set to be the weekend in the next couple of days, so it's going to get even busier. But that gives you an idea of what the fishing's like over here. It's not like what a lot of people in the UK think. You know, they all think that fishing overseas is easy, but this water is very pressured. It's seen a lot of anglers over the last 20 odd years, so the fish know all about lines and rigs and bait, and it's clear when you watch them close up that they're a little bit line shy and rig shy, so you know, you need to get your thinking cap on over here and try and catch them. But I'm set to be going home next Friday. Just had the news today announced that I haven't got a quarantine from next Friday onwards, which is great to see, because I'm due to be going on holiday with the missus a couple of days after that, so I've timed that right. But this is my longest ever session. Prior to this one, my longest had been 2 weeks, but by the time I go home next week, it's going to be just over 3 weeks. So with me having 7 days ahead of me now, I am actually sitting here thinking, crikey, how am I going to get a bite out of this place? Because we are approaching now sort of middle of the summertime when fishing does get difficult on a lot of lakes, but I know there's some good depth in this venue, so there's areas that the fish can escape the warm weather, because it is set to be sort of 30 degrees in the next 7 days, and with it being the weekend in the next few days, I think I'm going to have a wander around again and see if I can find somewhere that takes me fancy. Here's a guy who cares for his dog. What are you feeding him, mate?
Yeah, this
is first class beef.
First class beef, yeah, German beef.
Yeah.
Bio quality.
Yeah.
And yeah, cooked with rice.
Yeah.
And
one special lady.
Yeah, she's from Greece, and
you saved her from Greece, mate. Yeah.
Yeah. Normally she will be killed with the family in a.
So you've imported her in from Greece into Germany.
From Greece into Germany.
Yeah, saved her life.
Yeah, we saved her life. We pay money for that.
Yeah.
350 euros. It's 6 years ago. She come over with a plane from Greece to Stuttgart airport.
Yeah.
And we picked her up from the airport, and she was in a small bag.
Yeah, yeah.
And now she's 6 years old.
Yeah.
And she comes very ill over to us.
Yeah.
But we have known that she is ill 2 days after, because when the medicine is going down, what she received in Greece, then she started to throw out just blood.
Yeah, and she's got a bad stomach, hasn't she?
Yeah.
And that's why you have to feed her nice, good quality food.
6 years now we have just to cook for her.
God.
No food from
processed food. Yeah.
Nothing. Or dry something. Just first quality food. Cooking.
Has she been with you when you've caught all your big fish?
Yes, she's normally every time with me on the bank.
Oh.
She's my tummy.
See, good luck charms. Hopefully tonight we're going to get some big fish again tonight.
Normally we have to eat that.
But I'd eat that, mate. It looks perfect.
We have ordered pizza tonight.
Perfect carp food.
Come on, Tammy.
Enjoy that, Tammy, anyway. Right, I've got to say this because this lake is not easy at all. There's blokes on here who've done 50 nights and only had one carp. Somebody's actually done 40 odd nights this season and not caught anything. But this geezer, I've seen you do 2 nights this week, and this is the second one you've had, and this is a really old one. He's a mega old fish, it is. Brilliant bit of angling, mate. It's been hard going this week, and you just turned up and caught one. So yeah, if you know the lake like this bloke does,
thank you, bro.
Awesome, mate. And what do they call this lake in Germany?
Die hard leg.
Die hard leg.
Yeah.
Well, you definitely won't be dying for a long while because you're doing really well, mate. Awesome.
Thank you, bro.
Great bit of angling, mate. Awesome. Lovely fish.
Sven's just had a absolute stunner. 23 kilos, so that's a UK 50 pounder. Mate, that is gorgeous. Good fight?
Was a good fight, but a fast fight. The rod wasn't wide out. It's nearly before the feet.
Yeah. God, look at the colour of it. That is stunning, mate. It's gone.
Hey, let him go.
Well done, mate. That is beautiful. I just nipped to the swim in the woods and there's a few nice fish knocking around here, so I've just got my gear and just come down here for a couple of hours. Now, there's probably about 7 or 8 fish on one of the little clear areas really close in down here that are right tight to the bottom they are, and I think the smallest one is going to be about 10 kilos because it looks like a little ghostie, and I've been told by the lads that the ghosties weigh about 10 kilos, 11 kilos. There's a couple of them in here, but there's a fish down there that's definitely got to be close to, well, mid-50s I would have thought. Just waited for them to get out of the area and I've just donked a rod down there, so I'm just sitting back. I've only got one rod out at the moment because they're only in close, they're nowhere else. There's no point chucking a lead around near where they are and scaring them out of the area, so we'll just see what happens. I'm only going to give it a couple of hours, a little bit of stalking because there's nothing happening in the other swim.
With a ton of weed, he's in the net. God, Mecca. Can't have been no more than about 8 fish down there, and they range from about 10 kilos, which is one of the little ghosties, up to, I reckoned, over 50 pounds, and I was right. I bet this is the biggest one of the bunch. Magnificent fish. Mega chuffed. What a magic way to end this month's vlog. That is one serious unit of a carp. A lovely 50 pounder caught from right close quarters. and I've sat here through some terrible weather over the last couple of weeks, 30-degree heat, but I've remained confident in what I'm doing, and it's paid off in the end. Fantastic.